Did you know that according to the World Economic Forum, by 2028, 30% of the jobs are supposed to be replaced by technology? If this is true, I want to ask you a question. How prepared are you to remain relevant if that happens? If you do not have an answer for that, don't worry, because in today's video, I will be touching bases on the top 3 trends that are shaping the business and leadership world in 2025. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Wine After 5. My name is Mayrian, and for those of you who doesn't know me, I've been in business for over 15 years, and 7 out of those 15 years has been an executive level. And what is that relevant? Because when you're at an executive level, you need to be aware of the change on the market trends. Why? Because you need to be able to understand the data, analyze it, and change the course of your business if needed. Understanding the market trends help you not only to shape the future of your business, it also helps you to make sure that your company and your leadership team remain relevant on the ever-changing landscape of business. What are the top 3 trends that 2025 is bringing to the table? The first one is the AI trend. How is AI impacting our future? The second one is the workplace evolution. How is the landscape of workplaces changing, and how do we need to be prepared for that as leaders? And the third one is the global connectivity and its impacts on leadership. If that sounds like something of interest to you, let's dive right in. So the first trend is AI and its workforce impact. According to the World Economic Forum, by 2028, 85 million roles will be replaced by technology. Does that sound alarming? I'll say maybe, because the hidden truth that nobody's talking about is that not only AI is expected to replace 85 million roles, but it is also expected to create 97 million new roles. That means that we will have a net of 12 million new open positions that will help to expand the workforce globally. What you need to know in order to understand this change in the marketplace is that the roles that are repetitive, that are redundant, and that can be replaced by technology will be replaced by technology. If you're willing to know what are the 5 top roles that are expected to be replaced before 2028, let me know so I can record a video about that. In order to understand this trend, let's think about it in the following way. Those roles that are repetitive tasks that people just come and do in a robotic way every day, let's call it level B roles. Technology will be taking over those roles because regardless of what we want to believe, it's more cost effective for companies. So technology will be the new B role. Now, technology needs to be supervised. Technology needs to be evaluated. Technology needs to be taken care of. Technology needs to be updated, and technology needs to be tested. For all of those things that I just mentioned, there need to be new roles that does not currently exist in the marketplace or in the workforce. And those we're going to call A roles. And those are going to be the ones that are going to be created because of the implementation of technology. This makes total sense, regardless of what some people want to believe. Why? Because my generation is the generation of transit. We are the only generation that actually lived before the technology and after the technology. However, the new generation, those teens and 19s that are hitting the workforce right now, those kids, they have known technology since they were born. Similar to my kids. My kids already know how to use an iPad, how to use a computer, how to use a cell phone. However, I needed to learn how to use a computer when I was in school. They actually taught us how to turn on and turn off a computer in school. Something that kids are learning in the house. I had my first phone when I was 16. My kids already know how to play with mine. So what does that mean? That means that the roles that technology is replacing are the same roles that are currently occupied by those people that are leaving the workforce for retirement. While the roles that technology is creating are tailored specific for the skills, the talent, and the interest of the new generation that is coming to the workforce. Meaning that it will be easier for them to flow into those roles instead of needing to train and coach a whole new generation in regards of how to use, understand, and manipulate technology. Does that make sense? Now, how does that impact leadership? It impacts leadership because as leaders, we will need to stop being so robotic and become more human. Micromanagement will not longer exist. We will need to be human, and we will need to be the mediator between our businesses, our employees, and our clients, as well as the mediators to make sure that technology still serves the humans and not the other way around. So what are the skills that I consider leaders should be focusing in 2025? The first one is empathy. You cannot be a leader after 2025 if you do not know how to be empathetic towards your team. The second one is active listening. It's not sitting there listening to someone just because you want to reply. It's actually understanding what they are saying. There's so much noise going around when someone is talking to you. Did you know that when you're talking to your team members, they are not only listening to what you're saying, they are listening to their brains, they're listening to their problems that they have at home, they are listening to their interpretation of your words. So you need to make sure that you know how to communicate with them and how to active listening when they are talking to you. Because yes, we're guilty of also having a lot of noise going on in our minds when our coworkers come and let us know their problems, whether if it's a business problem or a personal problem. The third skill that I understand leaders should be focusing in 2025 is negotiation. Then we have global collaboration. Businesses are going global. So if you pretend to remain in just one niche and understanding just one culture, you are not going to be relevant in a couple of years to come. And lastly is the capacity to manage in hybrid teams. And this takes me to the second trend that I want to talk about in today's video. And that second trend is the workplace evolution. So it's not secret that before the pandemic, we were used to go to the office every day. We might mind about the commute time, but we do not complain about it because it was part of the norm. However, during the pandemic, we get the remote job and we learn how many stuff are beneficial for us when we work remotely. We do not need to concern about commute time. We don't need to concern about adding the commute cost to our budget. We do not need to concern with childcare because if we're working remotely, if we're working from home, we can take care of our own child. For those of you who are pet moms or dads, you don't need to concern about pet care. You don't need to concern about lunch. You can be more aware of what you're putting in your body and how you work. We're even more productive in some cases when we're working from home than when we're working from the office. Now, after the pandemic, come the hybrid model, in which you can go some days to the office, other days you need to work from home. There is a current tendency in the market for the RTO mandates. And by RTO, I mean returns to the office. This is what some major business out in the globe want to do. However, it's not where the employees are aiming to sign for. And it's not what we expect them to sign for. Why? Because businesses will need to understand that not one size fits everyone. If you have a commute time from your office for 30 minutes, maybe you don't mind to go back to the office. Maybe you don't care about the commute time. However, if your commute time is an hour and a half, up to 2 hours, as I see some people, you might be arguing about going back to the office because the cost and the time that you will need to invest every day are not worth it. They're not worth the effort. Regardless of that, if you have kids and you're putting them in childcare, your finances are going to take a big hit because childcare is not cheap. Regardless of that, if you need to pick up your kids at 6, you will be disconnecting mentally from your work by 4 p.m. every day. So you will be less productive if you're going to the office than if you're actually working from home. Do not come after me, businesses. I know that some people are more effective working from the office. However, it is also true that some people are more effective working from home. So I think that Monday RTOs are not going to succeed in the future. However, the hybrid workplace will. And that takes me to leadership. As leaders, we will need to be able to hone the skills to be able to handle different type of people, different type of teams, and having people in the office and having people from home and being able to create a cohesive team, taking into consideration those characteristics. Also, another thing is that businesses are going global daily. Businesses have stores in a place, headquarters in another, and contact center in a totally different country. So when you're trying to go global, going back to the office as a mandate rule, it's not going to cut it. You need to have people able to work from home in a variety of schedules so they can work in lead teams across the globe in different time zones. Within this particular trend, I do believe that leaders will need to master certain skills. And a couple of those certain skills are global teams across the globe, so across time zones, scheduling meetings to accommodate diverse locations, removing regional biases, developing strong DEI, and for those of you who don't know what DEI is, it's diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. And lastly, embracing meritocracy to build cohesive and effective teams. That takes me to the last trend of this video, which is global connectivity and leadership. So here we're going to come full circle. Global connectivity means that leaders need to be able to connect with people across the globe. The more we integrate AI into the workforce, the more we integrate AI tools into our work, and the more diverse and widespread our teams become, the greater it is the need for leaders to focus more on human connection. The greater the need for leaders to hone human skills in order to be able to be successful after 2025. Our roles as leaders, as I mentioned in the beginning, is to serve as the bridge between technology, our co-workers, and our clients. So making sure that the technology is serving the people, that the co-workers are serving and helping to enhance the technology to serve the clients, and that our products remain relevant for the clients out in the market, regardless of where our people are located. With that said, leadership in 2025, it's not about being robotic. It's not about repeating the same pattern and the same models that works for the prior years. It is about becoming more human. Technology may change the how, but empathy, understanding, and communication remain the core for effective leadership. With those three trends, I have a couple of questions for you that I want you to go ahead and let me know in the comments. The first one is, how is AI impacting your current workplace? How is AI impacting your career? What are trends that you are noticing in the market for 2025 that I didn't mention on this video, but that you want me to cover? And lastly, do you want me to make a video talking about the 5 roles that AI will definitely replace by 2028? Or in a position, the top 5 new roles that will be created within the marketplace within the next 3 years. And with those questions, do not forget that if you want to take a deeper and closer look to my thoughts into mandate RTO and the skills that leader will need, go ahead and visit my LinkedIn, Mayrian Sanz. I'm leaving the link in the description of this video. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of these videos in regards of tendency and how to remain relevant as a leader. Or visit our website, www.dmalvagroup.com, and sign up for any of our memberships so you can have access and the ability to hone these skills during 2025. Remember that this year, we're going to be launching a webinar and a mini challenge every month, and those are tailored specifically to help you achieve the better version of yourself, both on the personal level and on the leadership level during 2025. With that said, cheers to you, cheers to me, and cheers to every single leader out there that are putting the effort to become the best version of themselves. I raise my glass today because only us know the sacrifices that we needed to make in order to be here. Cheers, and see you in another episode. Bye-bye.